Hey guys, sorry I'm not here today. I'm chaperoning a trip for the Discover Medicine students today. Um, so, in my absence, I was hoping that we can still have an excellent learning day. Today, you guys are going to be exploring different parts of our nervous system. And then you're going to be taking a deeper dive into one aspect of the nervous system with a case study. For this first portion, you guys are going to take some brief notes on the division of the nervous system. So you'll want to make sure that you have a guided note sheet so that you'll be able to collect your notes. So the nervous system is basically divided into two main parts. We have our central nervous system, and then we have our peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, as the name kind of intimates, is that it's the central part. It's the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral, like peripheral vision on the side, the peripheral nervous system is made up of the nerves that branch off from the spinal cord and extend to all parts of the body. The central nervous system's main job is to basically be that integration and that control center. It's going to be interpreting the sensory input and then dictating the motor output that we spoke about in our previous class. The peripheral nervous system are going to be, of course, the nerves that extend from the brain and the spinal cord. The spinal nerves are going to be the specific nerves that are going to go to and from the spinal cord. And then we have the cranial nerves, which are going to be the nerves that go to and from the brain. And of course, as you guys get into more advanced anatomy courses, you're actually going to have to learn all of the different spinal nerves and cranial nerves, and you'll have to come up with some really cool mnemonics or use the ones that are out there. But thankfully, for our first roll into the nervous system, we won't get but so detailed there. So remember when we were talking about the role of the nervous system, being able to sense and respond to things that are going on in our environment? Well, for the response part, that's going to include the motor division of our nervous system. Here, these are going to be the nerves that exit the brain and head out to be able to cause that response, to be able to send the message from the brain to a muscle through a motor neuron or directly to a gland so that we can have some type of output. Now, the nerves that are exiting from the brain are called efferent neurons. And so that's the efferent division of our nerves. So efferent is going to be exiting, so E for exit. Now, the portion of our nervous system that is responsible for gathering sensory information is going to be the sensory division. Now, these nerves are taking information and bringing them back to the brain for integration. And we call the nerves that are doing that the afferent nerves. So the afferent nerves, or the afferent division, is bringing the nerves to the brain so that we can integrate those messages. And so we're taking the sensory input for integration so that then we can end up having that motor response. Now, our motor division could actually be broken up into two potential subdivisions: our autonomic portion and the somatic portion. The autonomic system of our nervous system includes the motor neurons that go from the brain to smooth muscle, to cardiac muscle, and to the glands. Because these are things that have to happen without us thinking, those involuntary responses. And so that's why we call it the autonomic, because auto means self. So basically, these are responses that are occurring on their own. On the flip side, the somatic portion, soma meaning body, so the the body part of the nervous system is going to be the motor neurons that go from the brain to the skeletal muscles. Those are the ones where we have that voluntary response, where we have to tell that particular thing to respond. So, like, grabbing a can of soda or lifting weights. Those are going to be voluntary responses, and that'll be part of our somatic nervous system. Now, within the autonomic portion of our nervous system, we actually can divide that further into both the sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions. The sympathetic division is responsible for our fight or flight response. It's going to activate body systems so that we're ready to respond to a threat or to something that's happening. So, like in our image here on the screen, we see that we have our eyes, and in this case, the eye is dilating. It's getting bigger so it can take in light and we can see what's going on, and we're ready to respond to what's going to be happening around us. The foil to the sympathetic system is the parasympathetic division. The parasympathetic nervous system is part of that two-division system that actually is more like the rest and digest, or it's going to be able to calm the body down. This is going to be controlling most of the things that are happening on a day-to-day basis to make sure that we're getting our necessary nutrients and that we're able to monitor and adjust to just regular everyday life. So our nervous system is a complex system that includes many divisions, which allows for us to sense the world around us, gather data, and then bring that data back to our brain for integration so that we can have some sort of response. Now today, what's next is going to be diving into a portion of that nervous system, which is going to be the autonomic nervous system, by completing a case study. If you finish, I have also placed on Schoology a link to an assigned Kahoot so that you can review the divisions of the nervous system as we prepare for a test at the end of this unit. The Kahoot should be live throughout the course of this unit so that you'll be able to practice when necessary as you get ready for quizzes or tests as we continue through our unit. I hope your lessons today go great. I'm also going to post this PowerPoint on Schoology, so just in case you missed something or wanted to add a little bit more detail to your notes, feel free to do that. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday.